There we go. Hello, everyone. To people just joining, to to people who have been waiting, and to everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this. Hello, welcome back to another stream, and welcome back to Game Dev. Now, holy wow, Game Dev consistently two weeks in a row in this economy. That's kind of crazy. I'm gonna try and find something to put on in the background. I think those videos that I would like, those little like videos I was using last week, which was just the chill video game music compilation stuff, worked rather nicely. So I'm gonna keep using those because they were very sorry, they were particularly pleasant to sort of listen to as I just sort of chipped away at the work and whatnot. Now, in terms of what we got done last week, we got a proper start on the dialogue system. We have essentially like basic kind of like, oh, you press the button that you would use to stomp in midair, but you can also use it as an interaction button now. As I said, I do need to go in and refactor some of my code to sort of, I guess, rename it to something more appropriate, because like in the code it is just referred to as the stomp action, and it's just not, not only the stomp action anymore. So I need to go in, rename things so it's a bit more, so it makes more sense. So just call it the action button instead. So that happened. I also need to grab my bottle of water. It's in my bag from when I was at work earlier. Hold on. Just a moment. Also moving other things over in case I need them. There we go. I do need to reorganize some things in my room a little bit. But yes, we have the basic like press to interact with the and like the NPC or sign or whatever. And as far as I'm aware, no, as I say, as far as I'm aware, as far as I remember, we have essentially the makings of a text box appearing. So we have this mannequin over here. We're using it to test the NPC. At the moment, button, press in the air, you stomp. When you press on the ground, doesn't do anything. If you're not next to an NPC, it won't do anything. But if you're near an NPC, we get this sample text box that appears. However, we don't have a way of getting rid of it at the moment, and if I keep pressing Q, so the button that's used to stomp at the moment, it will just keep layering on, text box after text box. It doesn't remove the previous one from the viewport. It doesn't do anything like that, because I only got, like, in terms of following, like, the stuff on the internet, I only got as far as, displaying that text box, not, providing any custom data input to say, oh yeah, we're putting this particular text on this dialogue component, and we're pulling this text into this text box when we actually display it to the screen. And from what I remember, I already described it when I was looking through things initially. It was a dialogue system using behavior trees, which is probably the most unique implementation of a dialogue system using behavior trees. It's definitely a different approach to it. So I'm gonna find the thing on my phone if it doesn't get, absolutely sandwiched underneath anything, or anything under everything else that I've been watching on my phone recently. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I can't. There we go. Perfect. Right. So the last point that I got to was essentially created the stuff that provides the framework for the dialog box. So, what is... this is different. But yeah, so I create the widget to essentially provide the framework for the dialogue system. Blueprints... Oh wait, no, not game. No, it is. Dialogue system. Oh, I didn't actually... So that's NPCs. I threw it in. Widgets. Dialogue. WBP underscore dialogue box. Is there a common mechanic? Not at the moment. Saying at the moment implies other things. Hi, Nick. So we have the thing for actually, like, having an NPC sort of display text to talk, but the other thing to work on was, like, oh, the options for the player's replies and whatnot. So... So at the moment... Come-based gameplay confirmed. I didn't confirm anything! Right. And then on this border... Oh, that's why I just completely hit the size box. That's what I did. Right. So... Right. It's a thing. So... Let's view in particular. So Rat Game now has dialogue, which is good. Yeah, we're slowly getting there. Like the main reason for this is, of course, like, being able to sort of, like, have NPCs that talk to the player. But also, you know, being able to actually... give tutorial text in a way that's easy and not, you know, implied, or not in a way that's just, you know, an absolute freaking shambles, you know? You know, actually being a bit more cohesive in our presentation of information. If you want voiceover work, I'll do it for free. You don't have to. I mean... Oh. There we go. I mean, I can send you my demo route. Huh. Okay, so with a list view, it displays like, oh, this is an entry widget class, la-di-da-di-da. I don't have like a widget class that can be used for this at the moment, so I think part of that is making one. And I think it needs to be a specific thing. Is the text designed for ants? I don't know if we factored in ants as part of our as part of the audience. WBP dialogue entry. To be fair, I just that's kind of redundant having widget just look kind of small. Yeah, it will be sorted out. That's kind of like a default formatting thing that will be replaced by something else. Well, 12 picks times new room and ammo. What the fuck? Why is this 1? Wait, where is... I need a canvas panel. Because at the moment there's nothing like... Oh, there we go. There was nothing visualizing, like, this thing. So a size box was used for it again. Because to be fair, if I was making like a full-on like UI and whatnot, then I would be using a canvas panel, but because this is just a thing that's momentarily displayed in like an area of an already existing thing that also doesn't use a canvas panel, then it will be a size box. Oh, balls up. Right, next button, because this is going to be a dialogue entry thing, and when it shows like the list, like oh la-di-da-di-da, this is a response, or hello, I'm another response and such, but it will be a button that you can click, either with the mouse or I'm pretty sure, because in Unity it was possible to essentially set up UI button navigation to use like either use your keyboard or a controller to sort of navigate it. So I believe it's also possible to do this in Unreal, though I haven't learned how to do this yet. So you know, it's baby steps. It's baby steps. Button, and of course that fills the entire size box. But I don't want it to... No, it's just that I need to be able to, like, have that happen. But at the moment, I haven't done that. I haven't made it possible to sort of, like, navigate buttons in the UI using a controller, and I need to make that possible. I need to look into that. That's something that I could either look into today or look into at some point during the week when I'm not, like, busy doing other things. Also, where the hell was I most of the week? Okay, so, Wednesday, I didn't stream because I had to be up early the next day. I had to be up early the next day on the Thursday because I went out to London. Went out to the Nintendo pop-up store in West London. You know, that was fun. That was fun. I saw Heater and Luna as well. First time I'd seen those two for almost a year. Sid couldn't make it because he wanted to get a coach initially, and those take forever to get from like where he is now to London. So it was just me, Heater, and Luna. that day, hanging out in London, going to the Nintendo store, but it was cool. It was cool. And then I'm gonna level. I just felt completely fucked the next day. Because here's the thing, I would have gotten, like, left London at, like, 5 or whatnot, but because me being me, I wanted to save money on travel, I got the cheapest tickets and stuff on Trainline, and that meant I had to get the train, like, after 7, like, home after 7, so after I parted ways with Heater and Luna, like, after having left, where the pop-up store was, I just had to meander around for 2 hours, just walking around, looking at stuff. Oh, nice. Was the it was over in Shepherd's Bush, Westfield and Shepherd's Bush, but I just kind of meandered around for roughly 2 extra hours, like having dinner and whatnot, and just looking around at stuff, trying to kill time. And then I got home like just before 9 o'clock. I had a nice hot bath, because I felt absolutely dead on my feet after I got home. I mean, I would do after I've been awake for over 12 hours. At that point, and had spent a good chunk of that time walking around and standing still, and walking around and standing still and stuff. So, and then the next day, I had to wake up and I had to go out, see relatives and whatnot. And because of the day before, I still felt. Oh, whoops. I still felt terrible. I still, like, not terrible, but I still felt absolutely drained. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to do playthrough stuff or if I wanted to do something for Halloween. And then in my head, I was like, you know what? I just feel so drained. I can't do it. So I just took the Friday off just to, recharge. And then, of course, you know, today I'm doing things as normal, you know, doing things as normal, game dev and whatnot, you know, actually somehow consistent. Even though, for the coming week, I'm taking a break from the streams, like, after today, for, like, a week, I'm taking a break from streams while I just recharge from having done them so consistently for God knows how long. Especially with what I did back in July and what I did back in September as well. What song? Oh, that's the Salon for Pokemon Sun and... Okay, I forgot about that. Thingamajiggy. Oh yeah, no. And also because I started doing an online masters recently, I'm trying to sort of rebalance my time just to make sure I'm not overworking myself completely. So, you know, that's the reason, that's partly one of the reasons why I'm taking the break, but mainly because I've just been kind of going almost non-stop with streaming for a good chunk of time now, and I do feel like a bit of a break for a week is in order, just so I can just sort of recharge and prevent myself from being burned out. That's basically what it is. It's an MSc. It's one in computer science. Mainly, like, partly to support, like, provide, like, a sort of reinforcement to my game development background, but at the same time, it kind of gives me an entry into other fields in case I need to change career paths depending on what happens in my life. Yep. Ah, there we go. This makes sense. But yeah, no. Am I going full stack? I'm not sure yet. Like, it's still fairly early days, and at the very least, with it being a part-time online course, I'm not needing to do like too many days a week and whatnot. Hell, if I just to give like a small sneak peek of stuff, I don't have lectures every single week on the current module that I have to do. Hey Day, all good. I hope you're doing okay. But yeah, no, I don't have lectures absolutely every single week, or nor do I have them absolutely every single day or most of the days of the week. It's one every 2 weeks at the moment for the current module I'm doing, and I don't have multiple modules thrust onto me at a given time, which it's fucking nice, you know, doing part-time stuff, you know, because it lets me balance around other things like work and all that. It's crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff. But it's also getting back into that rhythm of doing work and stuff, or that kind of work, which hasn't, it's somewhere else. It's somewhere else. I don't think I could have... I don't know if I would have wanted to go back there. That friend I was helping with being a VTuber asked me to model an anime character. Ooh. How's that going? So reading up on how to... Oh, okay. To be fair, I've been really wanting to visit. Yeah, no, it's been like 5... and been watching One Piece. Oh, alright. You need the classic scholastic how to draw anime. Listen. This was the fucking thing that me, Luna, and Hito were kind of ragging on the other day when we went into a WH Smith's, and we were just talking about those. Oh, how to draw anime, how to draw manga, how to do this, and it's just normally the most bare bones. We were just like, speaking of WH Smith, WH Smith was an absolute fucking vibe. Just looking, it's so bad and amazing, gee. but just reading like just going through like stuff in WH Smith, it was an absolute vibe. Oh, you mean TG Jones to... Oh yeah, no, how could I forget? Where in most locations, WH Smith is now TG Jones. It is no longer WH Smith. I know, it's just that one in Shepherd's Bush was still labelled as a WH Smith. It still had the signage. It had not been re-signed to TG Jones. The one in Stratford, for some reason, was rebranded as TG Jones, but that one in Shepherd's Bush, not yet. I don't know why. And it infuriates my poor little autistic. It's just... I don't understand why. Just... I know it's like, oh, they were bought out or they were rebranding it because la-di-da-di-da, but it's just annoying. Yeah, it hasn't done them any favors. Favors. How do I turn this into an entry to use in a list view? If it was Prince Andrew's bookshop, I'd understand. And it's... Oh, thank God he's been kicked out of the Royal Lodge and lost his son. Yeah, no, absolutely everything gone. Like, it took fucking long enough. User object list entry. And this is the thing that allows it to be added to the list views. So now that I have that there... Oh, God, Lord! Ooh! Okay, so... Alright. So that actually populates it with the widget now. Ooh! Okay. We're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. So this... So, just to highlight a difference... This is for, like, when... This is for when, like, the NPC is talking, and then, say, for, like, those little breaks when it's like, oh, it's prompting the player to select a response, this is when this appears. And this is a very neat little thing. And I think this works more efficiently than just, you know, creating multiple individual things where you can insert, like, just a given widget. Now just create a wrap-based social link system and we're Persona 4... No, we're Fursona 4 Golden. Though I wonder how this, like, handles itself in runtime. Top level. Luffy was OP little shit, but he was held down. Oh, don't worry, it gets worse. He only gets more powerful. No one can stop the meat child. Uh... Not hit testable. Hope it gets... Don't look up spoilers because well, that's a one. Hit testable. Size boxes. Oh, collapsed. And collapsed. Are you also watching the show normally, or are you watching the pace edits? Usopp. A bitch in a lot of ways, but cool. I hope he gets stronger than less of a coward. Or the movies, perhaps. Not self-hit testable. Oh, same with the text. Not hit testable self, and no. I do enjoy that sometimes, you know, I can't, like, I do just get on with the things. I do interact with chat, but then every now and then I turn away to, you know, sort of get my sort of face in deep with my work, and then I look back and everyone's talking about One Piece and also watching it on One Pace. Oh, this should be visible, actually, so we can click on it. And it's... Oh yeah, no, it does support the sub and the dub. Visible. Button is visible. Not hit testable. From my understanding, from when I tried to watch One Piece way back when, I need to try again. Oh, Nami is a capitalist. Also, missing ribs. Right, so... Did I make a... I'm trying to remember. Wow! Okay, now I remember. So... in the dialogue component, there is the dialogue box class. Right. I need to remember how do I actually... Hold on a moment, chat. Need to add a couple specifiers. Blueprintable. Blueprint type. Oh, right. I'm stupid. Okay. As a lesbian, I want to love her, but she's a bleeding capitalist, so I can't. It's forbidden. The forbidden... Okay, so... I am now remembering the reason why I could not make this a custom... or make a blueprint for this, for any of the components that I've already made in C++. And that's because I need these two specific keywords, which... One... This makes it possible to actually expose it to, or it makes it a base class that you can create a blueprint from. And then you can also use, this also makes it possible to use this as a type for, or data type for variables in blueprints, which are both very bloody important. So, I need to close the project itself, and then I need to compile so I can actually pass this change through. Oh. Oh yeah, that happened, yeah. It's still classed as a link because of the I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Nightbot does its job very well. Okay, right. Now that I've got that exposed to the blueprints, if I go into dialog system, create blueprint class, dialog component, BP underscore dialog component. So now, if there's anything that I need to specifically do for... I can now choose the dialog box class. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, that should work. And then if I go into to the Fire Emblem fans here, oh, go on. Where did I put the NPC? Right, I can get rid of this. Add BP underscore, no, BP dialog component, because I already has it. Doing a Fire Emblem Gay Awakening track. Okay, that was pretty good. Oh! Gay Awakening is a mod for Fire Emblem. It's very good. Uh-huh. Honestly, that's actually kind of a genius name for a mod. That's actually very good. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so now that I've done that, back into the code. I also need to make sure that yep, that's all saved, so I can close the engine again. Oh. I am now seeing a mild bit of a problem with how I've implemented things initially. So just add some same-sex romance and removing Robin sexuals. Robin, it's very good if you have time. I think you should tell Dragon. Okay, right. So looking at... So UI, HUD, widget base, widget controller set. I told her, oh, right. Oh, yeah, you didn't want to. Oh, okay then. Okay. Right, she already knows. Cool. So either I do, or I just completely make this as a separate class. Okay. Confounded game! I mean, confounded game dev. Oh gosh. It has the same thing, but for... Ah, right. Okay, so the thing I need to do... because part of this requires specifically... Okay, right. So... just scratching my head, just trying to reboggle my brain. Okay, I'm going to recompile the code so I can reopen the engine. Because this is just going to be the quickest way of doing that. Right. Okay. So I'm not going to dip back into the engine view in OBS in order to do this. So public UI widget, and this is user widget. Where is... will your game have motherfucking Tiger from Xenoblade 2? If not, why the hell not? It's peak. We... God damn it. I'm not recompiling the code. So now... I don't know if this would have automatically updated it. Oh, yep, there we go. And now that I've done that, because I haven't made any other changes in the engine, I can just stop that. Right, and now to just like Final Fantasy XIV. Right, so widget controller. So I'm looking through some things again. Health chain, bang. I can't say I know. That's the problem. I don't need the controller open. I don't need the player controller. Because I was using that as a point of reference for some other things. I think. have the widget controller, you have widget controller base. You've got the widget controller params, which defines what is needed. Next stage, set widget controller params. And then if we go into UI, what happens in TP HUD again? Oh yeah. Get overlay widget controller, set bind callbacks to dependencies. So so dot add lambda. Okay, I remember now. So let me think. AI patrol path, damage interface, if only I could search for specifically for where I've used delegates, and then I could just have done with it. Where have I used delegates? Also, chat, I know that, like, it won't be time for, like, ad break yet, but I'm going to quickly go to the bathroom just for a few moments. I'll be back in a few seconds. I accidentally turned my mic volume down as well before I unmuted. That's... wow, brilliant. Okay, back. So the way that I would do this, of course, is definitely using the... it would definitely have to be with delegates. So, trying to think of where I've used, like, delegates that are not part of the, like, the ability system. So that's collectible base. No, that's just a collectible base. That's not going to have anything related to delegates. And I don't think there's definitely not anything in the player class. I swear to God. Right, there isn't. Okay, so nothing there. There's definitely nothing in the player controller to indicate that I've used a delegate of any kind. And I have to check all the H files just to... And that's like the initial, like character class that's applied supplied to the project, so that's not going to have anything. Nothing here. Sorry, this is going to take a little bit of time to find anything that could be used as a good example. And I'm pretty sure it's just going to be in all, like, the ability system stuff that I've already done, so... Not in the interface, not in the base projectile, not in the enemy states. Air patrol path, collectible types. Nope. And that's a struct, not a thingamajig. That's... To be fair, I guess this is it, so... So, declare... I think I also need to take a look in the project itself again, just to reacquaint myself with things, and also refresh, like, yeah, this is what I've implemented this system in, so I can more easily see that, yeah, this is how I've... Oh, gosh, sorry. This is how I've handled things, so... Oh, yeah, I remember now. So this is the... Right, and then the... If I go into the main part is I need to check the overlay widget. So if we go into game, blueprints, widgets, overlay, WBP overlay, which has all the other little parts of it. And then in the event graph, we have all the delegates that are defined, like, here. Okay, now I remember. So... But then again, I haven't properly bound... Like, sure, I've defined delegates within the code itself, but I haven't properly bound it to my self-defined delegates, rather than, you know, ones provided by the engine. So... There's a bit of a... There's a bit of a mild confusion of how I go about it. So, right, back into the code. So, of course, I need to declare it up here. I don't know if it's going to be, like... Like, 1 param or 2 params. Or if it's just going to have no params. Let me think. So, in the dialog box widget, and we have to do this before the U class, so... Wait, I never looked at the TP widget base. It needs to be... Okay, never mind, I don't need to make it blueprintable or blueprint type. Just to refresh my memory. So, I need to do this before the U class macro. And And I don't know, can I declare... declare dynamic... and then I just need to define its name. I can say, you know, no params. Anyway, the ads are starting. I will figure some of these bits out over the ad break. I'll be back in a few minutes, so hang on tight. We'll be back very shortly. Alright, welcome back. Okay, so I was looking in between this and then the this base class that I'm going to use to actually prop up our dialogue box class. So as it turns out, to event dispatchers, you know, are delegates, and you know, it is possible to define ones without any parameters, which we need two without parameters, one with a parameter. So, and it shouldn't be difficult to be able to actually bind it to one of these if I do. So public, private, protected, private, public. Because that's my standard for having, like, the different sections. And then here I'm going to make public. I don't know if this is going to be U property. I'm going to give it a U property macro anyway. F on exit signature on exit. And the reason why I'm throwing these in the pub, to be fair, to be fair, this is going to be on. Did I just collapsed it? Whoops. Speak finished signature on speak finished. And then U property. Hello? There we go. F on. There we go. Right. Okay, so. I'm gonna forward declare, so class UTP dialog box widget. Throw a variable in here. U dialog UTP dialog box widget pointer. Dialog box widget, and then in here, because here we're already doing this dialog box class stuff here, and we're only doing this if this is populated. We may as well do this here. So, what did I do? Whoops. Okay, so brain. Next step is, of course, we need to populate this. So oh wait. And then I only want to do this next thing if this is valid. So if dialog box widget equals null pointer. So if this is a null pointer, then I don't want to do anything else. Break. I'll do a return. I can't remember the other thing that I would normally do. That would force a crash. I need to double check. What would normally return a crash. So for now, I'll just say if this is null pointer, then return. And then to do bind bind to delegates. So we are going to need to bind to the 3 delegates that we created in here. So But the main thing that we're interested in... Okay, right. Good lord, I do need to... Yeah, sorry about that. Dialogue box budget. I should have made myself a cup of tea. Hold on. I'll be back in a few moments. Okay, popping back. So I'm just waiting for that cup of tea to boil. So... There was a thing. I need to remember how to set... It's in the... I could go for tea. Yeah, no. Like, there are many times when it's good for tea. So the thing I need to remember... Oh yeah, from pausing. So I need to go back into the player controller class. I also need to double check. Why do I have the... Oh yeah, no, I remember now. I was looking in the engine for stuff. Okay, so I can close the engine, but if I go into the player controller, no, that's player, not the player controller. Yeah, pause the game. So no, that's not it. Yep. Okay, there we go. So... Okay, I remember now. So I need to use the U-Widget Blueprint library to set the input mode to UI only. And to show the mouse cursor when the dialogue appears. Right, that's what I had to do. I think the kettle should be boiled by now, so I'll be popping back out again. Just a moment. Okay, T has been acquired. Okay, so, so... Right, so there is a delegate that we need to bind to, and it needs to be from here, so... Or it just needs to be a method that we can assign to it, so... I think... Do as a protected, so... U function, and I think I need the... From what... If memory serves, then... This may not be necessary, but... It's normally very good that if you're binding a function to a user-created delegate, then providing the ufunction macro just helps with compatibility. So ufunction void on exit callback. Oh wait, on... Oh wait, no wait. This should... What the fuck happened? There we go. On... It will be called on dialog exit callback. Let me throw it down there, and then... Dialog... Oh, whoops. Dialog box widget dot on exit dot add. Maybe add dynamic. This, and then a NPC. No, wait, it's a UNPC dialog component. Whoops. UNPC dialog component on dialog exit callback. And then, well, at the moment, this is the only delegate that it needs to bind, but I still need to add another to do. So to do add to viewport change input mode to UI only show mouse cursor. Right, and this is already done here. So if I say oh wait, no, it's already done here. So I might change it so that it's dialog box widget Why did I misspell dialogue box? What the fuck happened? I died. So I'll do it as this. And then U widget blueprint library. U widget blueprint library. Set input mode UI only EX. And I need to get player get world. Pretty sure it's get first player controller? Don't dialogue widget, and then I think it's do not lock. And then that's false for B flush input. So we're not flushing any like mouse inputs or anything like that. And then the thing is B show mouse cursor. I'm pretty sure that's just a case of in the controller itself. So I need to do the whole like get world, get player controller, and then say, oh yeah, show the mouse cursor, please. Right, so there we go. Right. So get world, get player, show mouse cursor equals true. So that does that. And now for the on dialog exit callback, all we really need to do is, or is it get owning player, get player controller? Oh, wait, no, I'm stupid. There's already one for player controller anyway. It might be worth, like, as a private, so like, have I defined, have I forward declared? I have not. So class ATP or a player. I don't need to forward declare anything. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I don't. So a player controller pointer, player controller. No, actually, I'd just call it PC. So, and then just. Did I define it as a pointer? I did. So. And that no longer hides that thing, so I can just use it here. And then when we say on dialog exit callback, we say PC set. Oh wait, no, it's U widget blueprint library set input mode game only PC. Pretty sure if I look at where it's, I can't fucking tell. Hey day. Pretty sure flush input is also false. So flush input, false. And then I have an idea that could speed this up and will cost you nothing. I'm scared. What do you mean? And then PC show mouse cursor, and we set this to false. Like so many quote-unquote artists have done. No! Never. Absolutely not. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to compile. If the code breaks, then we'll know. If the code breaks, we'll know. If the big wigs have done it, why not you? Because I'm bigger than them. Morally and, well, just morally. Probably in the ways that count as well, because you know, using AI, small dick energy. Honestly. Okay, the code did not break. What? But like I was going off of like. Tommy boy, talk to me. It's just me, not just the devil and the fucking boogeyman. No. Right. So I need to make game blueprints, temp objects, widgets, dialogue. Right, I'm gonna duplicate this. I was there when the new Silent Hill games were made. Bubsy's 3D was one hell of a... And then, how do I go... How do I go into the parent class of the widget? Okay, so apparently it is not possible to just quickly... That's annoying. User interface. And we're gonna do the dialog box widget. WBP underscore dialog. Just simply dialogue. But real talk here. I was talking to my teacher friend and I saw there was a coding club. Uh-huh. Right, I'm gonna get rid of this one because that was a pointless test. I'm gonna copy this and I'm hoping that there's no... I mean, to be fair, do I have it defined? I don't. But it was teaching coding with AI, so it was an AI... Ugh, gross. Disgusting and gross. Ugh. How do they sleep at night? Right, so I copied that over. Then if we go into the dialogue system component, WBP dialogue, Now, I'm not 100% sure if this will work with money. Yeah, and the money that they lose. Right. Right. Now we'll see if this just completely breaks the project. We will know. We will know if it crashes. Okay, it did work, but it also didn't work. It didn't display the dialogue. What's your net worth? It's like... Ugh, gosh. Oh, that's just how it's working at that point. It does not matter if it's just bad and nothing good comes from it. Nothing good comes from it. That's the point. Only evil. There we go. Oh yeah, and the thing is, I now remember that the reason why nothing is showing is because stuff is set to collapse by default. Not even evil as that this... Like, there is good that you can do with it, like, in the medical field. But the CEO, the shareholders... I don't give a fuck about the shareholders. The shareholders are evil. They are evil. Alright, so if I threw it on visible instead of collapse, just as a test, just to prove that this is, you know... Does this dev see games as art? What do you mean this isn't... Okay, that didn't work. Did I click the wrong thing? No, I didn't. I didn't. What did I... Oh, I clicked on the dialogue box, not dialogue. Okay, note to self, I don't need this one anymore. That was just before I had realized that I had to do shit in code. Visible on this one. So, if we go here, there we go. It is working. Was making the character want to run something by... Okay. as I'm still working on the hunter, her main gimmick. Oh yeah. For your game. So that is working. I think the absolute nightmare scenario is that the last part of implementing this dialogue system from the tutorial that I'm following is it's an hour-long video, and the other two videos were like 20 minutes, half an hour. There we go. Though, at the very least, the last part is you can use SP to use the down skills. The down skills up the timer of the status and do high... Made 400 base times 3 hits. Ooh! And that's bloody... That's chunky. That's chunky damage. Oh, gosh. So the next thing that I need to do is behavior tree. AI, behavior tree. So I asked, should there be a drawback to triple down? It ups it by 3 turns, so there's more damage over time, and it does a lot of damage. So I was thinking, yeah, no, if there's something that allows them to maximize damage, then at the very least, in my opinion, there should be a bit more of a cost for it as well. Like, a lot more of a drawback to it. Yes. So this next bit is actually doing the... actually working on, like... No, we do need a blackboard for it. Artificial intelligence. Blackboard. Oh, god damn it! I'm gonna call it Blackboard Dialogue System. Right now I have it so triple can only be used one time on a full SP bar as it costs 75% of 100%. So I think... So I think it gives busted, making all gun type skills weaker for X number of turns. Okay. Also, this song sounds... It gives me familiar vibes. I don't know why. Oh, it's Rayman Legends, that's why! I think only a 25% lowering of it. I think 25% for a few turns isn't too bad. Oh, nope, this is not the blackboard I want. Oops. Alright, So we need an object. DWBP dialogue. I love game dev days. Game dev days are fun. Like, and the thing is, like, with, you know, taking the week's break from streams starting from tomorrow, and also trying to rework things, there is just the possibility that I'm able to just figure out more time to do stuff, like, in my own spare time as well, and have a bit more to show for, like, during other game dev streams and whatnot. And sequence. New task. I think probably make another folder, so dialogue system tasks, or dialogue tree tasks. BTT dialogue speak. Event. Receive, execute AI. This needs to be a... Yep. Back into my history tree. Oh, there we go. Right, so now that we've done that, we can pass dialogue widget into the task, and then if we need to, because when it comes to like, oh yeah, we're just running the speak task, this is what we're doing here, we need to actually be able to gain access to that widget, reference it as the widget class, and then just say, yeah, we're revealing the speak box. So that's what we can do here. Cool. Yeah, blackboard value as object. And then we need to cast this. So convert to PureCast, right. Right, so this is a thing that I wasn't aware of with Blueprint. So for the most part, so if I was to just type in cast to WBP underscore dialogue, like, you know, this is essentially the same as this. However, this is essentially like, oh, if you basically know that, yeah, whatever's returned from this is definitely going to be the class that you're casting this as, you could just, you know, immediately do whatever you need to do with this. However, this is more of a check of like, oh, if this succeeds, then we do this. Otherwise, if this doesn't succeed, then we do whatever else in response. But I wasn't aware that you could do pure casting in Blueprint, so like, wow, been learning Unreal properly for like over 2 years at this point, and I didn't even know. So the next bit is I do love it when I'm trying to follow along with stuff and I get ads. Fucking brilliant. Okay, so now I need to go back into the dialogue widget. I need to go back into the dialogue widget. And to be fair, I can actually do this in the widget blueprint itself rather than going back directly into the code. Though I wonder, because the one thing I do want to do is like having it type itself out, like, rather than just like, oh, we're just displaying the text and displaying the next bit of text. Oh. And Nightbot doing its job well. So I can create, so custom event, speak, and then we can add the input text, and then there's a text variable, and then we can add another custom event apply, and I don't know if anything's added as so array, text array. And then call on event on exit. No, that's not it. Ugh. In the code, if I look in the code, okay, I think I remember what else I need to do. So, where is the engine? So I'll save the dialog system. I'll save that, and then I'll close the engine because I'm realizing now, if I go in here, I made them U properties. I didn't make them blueprint read write or edit anywhere. So blueprint read write. So I can't access them in blueprints at the moment. Okay, that worked. Right. I do appreciate these like little compilation stuff though, because it does give me absolute vibes for streams and whatnot. So engine's back open now. I'm gonna reopen the windows that I had open prior to, you know, closing the engine. WBP dialog. Yep. Exit. That's not what I want. Multicast delegate zone. Oh yeah, no. Now I see. Now I see what I've done. Whoops. So I also had to expose them to be called using blueprint callable. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that should be sorted, I hope? I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so WBP dialog. Call on... There we go. Now I can call the delegates. Okay, so I did need blueprint callable for those multicast delegates. Okay, right. Yep. Oh, I should hide this. Right. Okie doke. So we're now actually getting into the nitty-gritty of actually sorting out the dialogue bits. All right. Speak text. Is this? Oh, the ad's starting in a few minutes. And I think I forgot to, because I was, unless I think I set the visibility. Hold on. Yep, no, I did set it back to collapse. Okay, I'm a bit silly and kind of got. Okay, and we make a function to flip-flop. So set dialog state. So we take in a Boolean input. So B is speech. And this is checking whether or not it's, you know, speech in the dialog box, or is it the player's turn to reply. So we'll say, I'm pretty sure I need to expose the things as variables too. So speech size box. And then reply size box is variable. So go back into the graph. So branch. So if it is speech, then we take the reply size box, we set visibility, we set it to collapsed because we don't want to see that. And then we take the speak size box, set visibility, and we set it to visible. and then we basically want the opposite for both of these down here. So reply size box we set to visible, and then we set the speak size box to collapsed. Oh, ads. Whoops. Whoops, there we go. So anyway, hold on. So I swapped it to an enum instead, because that's a bit quicker. And then when we go into... There we go. Yep. Right. Oh, did the video? Oh, it did! God damn! Expose this. So that should be able to give us the functionality. Though I don't think things run the behavior tree yet. So let me think. Let me think. I need to quickly dive back into the code. I go into, I believe it's in the enemy controller from my memory. That's on possess. Okay, yep, there it is. So run behavior tree. So so in the dialogue component, I already, whereas, yep, right. So I defined a NPC dialogue controller, then so get world, spawn actor, da, 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 da. But I do need to set that variable that I made, so let's get world, spawn actor. So in this part here, to do run behavior tree. So in the, so get rid of the overlay widget controller, get rid of that, and that, and that, and that, because we don't need those at the moment. So if we go into the dialogue system, the AI controller, did I double clicked it, I swear. Or I don't need to do that. So to do run behavior tree. I should probably look back in the enemy controller. Where is it? So I need to forward declare a behavior tree component variable. So class u behavior tree or is it u behavior tree component? It's well, that's behavior tree component, not so ATP underscore enemy. So TP underscore enemy, and in here, private. Yeah, it's a U behavior tree, not a U behavior tree component. Okay, U behavior tree, then that's a pointer. U property, edit, anywhere, blueprint, read, new meta equals allow private access true, and then U behavior tree pointer dialog tree if dialog tree then return, because I don't want this to execute if this is, you know, not populated. So if dialog tree is equal to null pointer, then, you know, return. Otherwise, we just need to or this other one is a null pointer, then return. Then dialog AI controller run behavior tree. Then we just throw in the dialog tree. And hopefully this should work. And this is the bit that I'm going to get done just as I'm wrapping up stream today. So this last little bit that I do, and then I'm wrapping up. And hopefully, okay, it did not, the project did not shit itself and die. And we don't have anything selected yet. So go into, oh, wait, actually, I can go into specifically this one's dialog component, dialog tree, BT dialog tree. And then I think in this one, I'll say speak, let's say, for example, text, dialog widget. Oh, wait, no, it needs to use a blackboard as well. Right, so there is another thing that I need to sort out. So back into the code. I also need to make sure that it's saved. Yep, that's saved. Close that. And then we also need to start the blackboard as well. So forward declare class u blackboard. And I don't know if it's blackboard component or blackboard data. Or is it U Blackboard? Is it also just U Blackboard? Let me think. Um. Hmm. I think I can figure this out. I'll probably figure it out during the week. So I have basically a fair bit set up. But I do need to wrap up for today. So to everyone who showed up, and to everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this, thank you ever so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I will be taking a break from streams for about a week, so I won't be streaming again until at least the week starting on the 10th. Just taking a break from things because I've been doing things non-stop and like very consistently, especially with like stuff back in July and back in September as well. So I'm taking a little bit of a breather from the streams. I'm going to also figure out some restructures for stuff to allow myself plenty of like time to do game dev, but also be able to still do like playthrough things as well. So yeah, expect to see those changes after the coming week. But yes, thank you ever so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you all again in the very next one. So until then, please take care of yourselves and have a good day or night, depending on where you are.